It's Rob on the Road, discovering the stories that capture the unique spirit of Northern California. Here's KVIE's Rob Stewart.
We're taking you to the Aerojet campus near Folsom in Sacramento County today. This is home to one of the world's largest aerospace propulsion companies and to the largest industrial solar field in the state of California. And we're here with Mike Anderson with Solar Power Inc. Mike, good to see you.
Rob, good to see you. Welcome.
This is amazing what you guys put in here at Aerojet. What is this?
This is a very large solar array. As you said up front, this is the largest single site in the state of California serving an industrial use. And this is running Aerojet's operations here on site. It's also being used to power their water remediation programs.
It's making the meters run backwards.
It is making their meters run backwards.
Which is
indeed.
always a good thing.
They're generating their own power here.
And so this project, you teamed up with Aerojet, your company teamed up with Aerojet to do this. SMUD is also involved because you had to tap into the grid with the solar power. What does this do for the area?
What this does for the area, first of all, this is probably the most significant environmental asset in Sacramento County.
Why?
And one of the largest in the state of California. Because what we're doing by drawing our power here from the sun, we're not pulling it through the power grid.
This is a pretty impressive view from the sky, too.
It is. It is. I've actually seen this from the sky, as you know, and it's really the only way to see it and appreciate the scope and scale of this.
How many acres is this?
This is 40 acres.
Okay.
And this is a 6-megawatt system, which is huge.
You know, you love this business because it is your business. When you stand here and see the fruits of your labor, this array, what do you think?
At the end of the day, when you've completed a project that has everybody's attention and everybody working so hard, to have something like this that's doing so much good for our clients, for the communities that we live in terms of from creating jobs to creating clean, renewable energy, it's a win-win all around.
I don't have to tell you or anybody else about California heat. It's going to be 102 degrees today where we are in Sacramento County. Do these things crank out more because of the higher heat?
No, they won't crank out more. They're impacted. They will crank out less on a really cloudy day.
Okay.
But they won't crank out anymore on a hotter day. At night, they're perfectly flat, and just before sunrise, they tilt towards the eastern horizon, and then begin following the arc of the sun over the area until it sets in the west, and then they go back into their resting position at flat. You being
a solar expert, I'm just curious if you think there will come a day where there are solar panels on every home.
I do. I think that we're at the very beginning of the adoption of solar. So it might be difficult for some folks to realize, but I mean, energy is fundamental to civilization. You know, we went through a computer revolution, excuse me, if you will, and they've become ubiquitous. We're all carrying electronic devices on us all the time that connects us to everybody else, and those all run on electricity. We've never been more dependent on energy at any point in our history as a civilization. And energy is extremely fundamental to keeping that running, the global economy. A project of this scope and scale when it comes to a community really becomes a long-term communications program to let the community know what's being introduced to their community and what the benefits are for the community.
Well, you mentioned the community. That's why we wanted to come here. We wanted to show the community this vast array. It's really an impressive project.
It is. This vista gives you the best view.
It does. Well, thank you so much, Mike Anderson,
Thank you, Rob.
for
Pleasure.
having us here at Aerojet from Solar Power Inc.
To explore other places with Rob, log on to kvie.org/Rob on the Road.
Bank of America is proud to support Rob on the Road. Bank of America provides loans for and supports the emerging sector and is committed to making Sacramento the green capital.